Hello, everyone. A very good evening to you all. I welcome you to the 31st day of the Going Deep meditation series. I hope all of you are doing great, and I hope that all of you are really looking forward to today's meditation as much as I do. If you haven't got your foot soak bucket ready yet, please do so real quick because we are starting soon and we won't be having the 1-minute break. If you're here for the first time, great to have you with us. Please let us know in the chat box. You can send a message to the help desk and we will assign you to a breakout room. And if you've been with us for quite some time, but you haven't got a mentor yet, please let us know about it. We strongly recommend you to have one because it's really great to keep in touch with an experienced Sahaja Yoga practitioner and to ask questions and to meditate with them. So if you do not have a mentor yet, please let us know about it in the chat box. There is a little form that you have to fill up and then we'll assign a mentor to you. Yesterday, we spoke about the void area within our subtle system and we meditated on the qualities. Today, we are going to go deeper into it and we will try to imbibe the divine qualities of the void area, and we will try to establish the divine discipline within ourselves by awakening the center. For this, we have with us some very beautiful leads today. And the first one is Michelle. She's well known to all of us. She's been here many times with us. Hello, Michelle. Good to have you with us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Great to have everybody back, or great to be back.
Yeah. So, Michelle, what would you like to share about you today?
So I think everybody knows me by now that I work in addiction counseling. I'm a person in recovery, 21 years from addiction myself. And I'm really excited that I got the Guru Principle tonight, because this is really an important piece, when it comes to not using outside things to satisfy our insides. So knowing that satisfaction comes within. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight.
Great. That's great. I love your background, and the photograph of Shri Mataji that you have looks so beautiful. The altar place that you have.
Thank you.
All right. So let's go ahead with the second lead for today. We have with us Tingli. Good evening, Tingli. How are you?
Good evening. Hi, everybody. I'm good.
Good to have you with us, Tingli. Yeah, please introduce yourself a little bit.
Yes, I also lead in the first part of our meditation. So most of you probably already know me. So I am from China originally, and I started Sahaja Yoga from 2015. And since then, a lot of things happens, and it's really benefits so much. So I always want to share with you guys, and it's so happy to be back today and learn something more with you all.
Absolutely, Tingli, sure. All right. And we have two beautiful artists today. They've also been with us before. Hello, Nirmal, and hello, Rishi. How are you guys doing?
Doing wonderful.
Great to have you guys with us. So would you like to briefly tell us about your music and the instrument that you're playing?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I mean, first, for those of you who haven't seen us yet, we are both brothers from Washington State, and born and raised here. And we play mainly Indian classical music, but with a wide variety of instruments. So today you'll be hearing a little bit of an instrument that you'll probably be familiar with, because we've had many guests that play this, which is bansuri, Indian bamboo flute.
And then this instrument here, it has many, many names around the world. And you probably know one of the variations. And this model specifically is a hammered dulcimer, which comes from the Appalachian Mountains in the US. But throughout the world, it's known through many names. And the first kind of form of this instrument came from Persia, and it spread over through India, through China, and Russia and Germany, and all of these places. So every single culture has this type of an instrument. It has 100 strings, and in Sahaja Yoga actually has a very special place because it is the instrument of our void here. And in Sanskrit, the void is called Bhavasagar, and Sagar means ocean. And how this instrument is constructed is that it has 100 strings over a vast ocean that you see here. And so this instrument is actually a representation of what is inside of you already. It's your inner ocean that's there. So yeah, this instrument is very special, and
And
today,
you guys are our special guests today. So
yes.
joyful to have you guys over.
and today we will be having a conversation, and I like to call this a conversation between the wind and the waves, because the flute is the human breath, it's the wind, and the gliding over these strings is the waves and the ocean. So it's a very, very beautiful and perfect combination, these two instruments, because it cleanses our minds and cleanses our hearts. And whenever we listen to it, we are reminded of the ocean and also our inner ocean within ourselves. So this presentation, we're very honored to be here today.
We're happy to have you with us. Wonderful. Thank you so much. We're really looking forward. Okay, so we're going to start the meditation, and over to you, Michelle.
So nice to be here with everybody. And for Rishi and Nirmal, I was wondering what chakra that dulcimer was for, because it really spoke to me the last time you guys played. And you know, that concept of the guru principle and the ocean and you said sagar, like I don't know why, but that always brought me a lot of joy. So that was really cool, and what a coincidence that this is happening this evening. So so thanks for that. And so welcome everybody. It's really nice to be back here again. And one of my favorite principles is the guru principle. So it's really exciting that that we get to be here and talk about it. And it's also really exciting to be here with Tingli, because her and I got our realization the same year, and we met at a Sahaja Yoga seminar, and her enthusiasm for Sahaja Yoga probably matches mine. So sometimes I feel like I'm overly enthusiastic about Sahaja Yoga, and she was just as enthusiastic when I met her, and that brought me a lot of joy and made me feel like I wasn't alone. So we're going to start off with a foot soak tonight. I did mention a little bit about the guru principle. So we, I think I know we're born with this knowledge. We say things in our day-to-day lives. We say gut instincts, right? So guru principle is this teacher, this inner guru, this inner teacher that we have in our gut, in our void area. So a lot of times, actually, what's kind of frustrating with our society is we're almost shown or not encouraged to use that. And I know a lot of times in my past, before I came into recovery, when I was younger, I did not trust my gut instincts, and I had some good gut instincts and I didn't listen to them. And I had this sort of probably like just overly egotistical attitude, maybe, that, you know, I can do whatever I want. Nothing's going to happen to me. I'm just going to, you know, try everything in life and just be so-called free. And what that so-called freedom unleashed actually made me more of a slave than I ever could have imagined, right? So now in Sahaja Yoga, like, learning to really trust myself is such an amazing journey. It's so much fun. And when those little like hints or gut instincts come in, I'm like, wow, I'm really being guided. And it's fascinating when it happens, because sometimes mentally I feel like, oh, I'm supposed to go here. And then something tells me no, or some like funny little, we call it a Maya, or like a little illusion, or a funny thing happens, like you get a flat tire, or something's delayed, or a meeting's canceled. And like you end up being where you're supposed to be. And that's just the coolest thing about this. So another piece of it, well, we'll talk a little bit more later. Let's definitely start the foot soak, cool our jets a little bit, and settle in, and then we'll talk a little bit more about this principle. So let's first start by raising our Kundalini and putting ourselves in a bandhan. And now we'll ask to bring some of the vibrations to our foot soak water, so we can hold our hands down towards the foot soak and just give it a little bandhan. If we'd like, we can hold one hand towards Shri Mataji's photo to absorb the vibrations from there and give them to the foot soak. And I shared last time, but I'll share again. I like to use this little prayer. There is a prayer that actually it's a Sanskrit mantra, but we're not going to use that tonight. We'll just simply say, Mother Earth, please bring the qualities of the ocean to this foot soak water. And hold our hands over the bucket for a moment. See if you start to feel the cool vibrations coming up from the water. And once we do, we can place our feet in the water. Get comfortable. Hold our hands open. Either whatever you're comfortable with, use your guru principle. If you feel comfortable keeping your eyes open, do so. And if you feel better about closing them, then by all means do that. And I'll probably end up doing both. So we can put Shri Mataji's photograph up on the screen now, since you guys, I'll direct us vocally, but you don't necessarily need to see me. And let's start by placing both hands towards the Mother Earth, towards the foot soak water a little bit. And we can ask the Mother Earth, or the Shri Adi Bhumi Devi, Shri Mother Earth, please absorb all the imbalances in our subtle system, all the heat, all the ego, all the superego, all the tensions. And just that concept of surrender, let's just surrender everything to the foot soak water. No matter what we feel, let's not think about it. Let's not think about our problems or our catches or our imbalances. Let's just surrender. Let's put our attention on the Muladhara chakra. At the base of our spine. And ask to establish the principle of innocence and wisdom in our Muladhara chakra. Let us honor the quality of innocence within us. Let's bring our attention up to the Swadhisthana chakra at the level of our waist. The water element and the water and the salt element from our foot soak works on these lower three chakras, the Muladhara, the Swadhisthana, and the Nabi void area. So we can ask, please absorb all the heat, all the imbalances, any difficulties that disturb our Swadhisthana chakra, please absorb into the foot soak water. Let's bring our attention now up to the Nabi in the void area, stomach. We can ask, please allow the water and the salt element, our little mini ocean below us, to please absorb all the heat, all the imbalances, anything disturbing us, please absorb into the foot soak water. And we can slowly bring our two hands back to our lap. Let's move our right hand around the void like this. And we can just say, please establish the Guru principle within me. Please make me satisfied. And then just toss any heat into the foot soak bucket. I'm going to sing a little mantra. It's a guru mantra, and it's very soothing for the void. My voice isn't great, but we'll try. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Shri Mataji Nirmal Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Just hold our hands open in our lap. Let's just sit for a moment. And slowly open our eyes. We can rinse our feet off now. And just set the foot soak bucket aside. I'll just mute myself for a second. Let's just sit in meditation for a moment. So one thing that was mentioned about the void is a lot of times we feel really dissatisfied and we don't understand why. And we tend to use outside things to satisfy that emptiness in our void. You know, think of the word void, right? So you hear a lot of people say, I feel like I have a void inside. What that says is that people aren't necessarily satisfied inside, which is really sad and probably frustrating for a lot of folks when they don't know what makes them satisfied or what will fulfill us. And so what we do is we use outside things to give us that satisfaction, right? So we might look for material things and we get a little bit of a hit or a little bit of a boost when we buy something material and we get all excited for a minute like a little kid, and then it wears off. Or we fill the void with food. You know, even if we're not hungry, that's probably my downfall. Like if I have some sweets in the house, there's a problem. So like we might, you know, have, you know, eating when we don't really need to eat or something like that. Or there's so many different things, right? Social media, even society encourages us to do this stuff, right? Because you know, it makes people money. So if we binge watch TV shows or if we use things to excess, with the guru principle, it really gives us solid boundaries, and we really get to see ourselves, witness ourselves when we're sort of acting out on one of these, I got to fill this void or this feeling of dissatisfaction. So when it really gets established, if I'm scrolling through social media too much, something inside me gives me that gut feeling, that gut instinct, like I need to stop this. This isn't good for my spirit, right? Or if I'm watching something or I'm watching television too late and something inside me like gives me a clear indication that this doesn't feel right. Or if I find myself eating 3 pieces of cake, I have to question, what are you feeling? What is happening here, right? It's all, and we're all gonna go off balance at some point. We're all gonna do this. And it's not always so harmful, but the stronger our guru principle gets established, the more we notice even these little subtle things that we do in our day-to-day life. When I took a trip to India, I thought I was like the type of American that really didn't need much, like a minimalist, let's say. I don't care. I have a humble little apartment, a little humble car, a humble job, and I like my little life and I'm simple. When I went to India and I couldn't get like a coffee or a cupcake or all those little things that for some reason when I went there, like I really got to see myself and see all these things that I sort of use to feel okay. And it really was a great learning experience to see myself, and a really nice workout on my subtle system to really witness how far I really am in my spiritual growth and my ability to detach from all these little things that here in America is so instant, right? We can order something on Amazon, or we can, you know, we want a cappuccino, we go get a cappuccino. We want, I'm just going to name off all my favorite things. I like cake, I like cookies. If I want them, I can have them in an instant. And that's where, like, you know, if we really try and establish this guru principle within, we become satisfied and detached, and we can really bring ourselves back and say, when I find myself really attached, like I need that coffee every day or whatever it is, I really want to reel it in and make sure that I don't need anything, that I'm okay whether or not I have the coffee. I'm okay whether or not I have a cookie after my meal or have that like sweet thing that I feel like I need after a meal. So all those things, it's fun to watch ourselves So let's just do a short meditation now. I think we have a few more minutes. Yeah, I have a few more minutes. Okay. So we're just going to have a couple of minute meditation and really put attention on that concept of satisfaction where we don't need these outside things. So let's just hold our hands in our lap. Let's close our eyes. And just take a few deep breaths into our stomach area, the navi area. Let's ask ourselves this question inside. If I was fully satisfied, what would that look like? If I was fully satisfied, what might that look like? Let's place our right hand on the stomach. Let's just ask inside, please make me satisfied. Please make me generous, which is the other quality here of the Guru principle or the Navi chakra, the void. Please make me satisfied and generous. Let me not want for things that are not satiable. Let me not want for material or transient things. Just please make me satisfied. Let's give a bandhan around our void again. And just drop anything that feels hot or any heat, any imbalances here. Just offer to the Mother Earth. And then let's slowly raise up our energies, raise our Kundalini up to our Sahasrara at the top of our head. And bring our attention here. Let's do it again. And one more time. Let's ask inside, please let me feel the vibrations in my Sahasrara. Mother Kundalini, please pierce my Sahasrara. Let me feel the vibrations and let my attention come up beyond my mind, beyond these thoughts. Beyond the ego and all the identifications with ourselves, beyond the superego and our past. And we're going to do one more thing. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but we'll do it 3 times. We're just going to lift up the left and push down the right. So we're bringing up the left side and then pushing down the ego. So we're like pushing back the ego here. So we'll do that one more time. And then again, raise our energies up a little bit to our head. And then raise our right hand over our head. Follow our hand with our attention as high as it wants to go. See if we feel that cool breeze. Let's switch and do it with the left. Check with the left. And now with our attention fully here in Sahasrara, we're gonna listen to a continuation of Shri Mataji's talk from what we heard last night, followed by our musical guests, Nirmal and Rishi. And concluding that, we will have our second meditation by Tingli. So thank you, everybody. Please enjoy Shri Mataji's speech now.
The conditionings that we have in the West are more psychological, and that's why you cannot find out what's wrong with you. The physical conditionings are not so dangerous. You can get over them or you can manage. But when you have conditioning of your psychology, you cannot understand what's wrong with you. Now, if you introspect around, what you will find is a very subtle thing. Firstly, that because of the wars, maybe, I don't know why, but everybody is afraid of everyone. Especially, I think, Freud. Because of Freud, even the mother is afraid of the child. And all these things to Indians are absolutely, they can't understand this. But you people know that very well. They won't touch anybody. They won't hug anyone. First of all, when they used to play football, they used to hug. But now I see they don't hug, they just touch hands like this. After some time, I think they may just do like that or something. So frightened that nobody, even the children I've seen, are frightened of hugging their parents. So the expression of love is not there. And when there is no expression, there is no love inside. And that's how it goes on drying up and drying up and drying up. There was a little girl in Sahaja Yoga. And I had some present for that child. She was quite young, must have been about 10 years of age. So I gave it to one Sahaja Yogi, Western Sahaja Yogi, that you go and give it to her and say that I have given. No, mother, I won't give. I said, why? She'll misunderstand me. I said, what will she misunderstand? It has gone so much into the heads of people. And this has created really the psychological insecurity within you. From very childhood, this insecurity has been working. And that's why you are frightened of each other. Even of your parents, of your brothers, your sisters. Psychologically, you are suffering. And when first I came to England, they used to say it is the insecurity. I said, what insecurity? The whole world is afraid of the Western world. And what are they suffering from insecurity? They have made everybody insecure all over the world. And why? What are they insecure? They are insecure within themselves, in their own society, in their own family, in their own groups. They are so much frightened of each other. So the first thing, you should be fearless. You are a Sahaja Yogi, you are no more immoral. Cannot be immoral. If all the time, if you start thinking that you are immoral, and if you do something it is immoral, and that you have to go and do some confession somewhere, then what is going to happen to you? What sort of a personality you will have? We have to change this by changing ourselves. So among Sahaja Yogis there should be no insecurities but maryadas. You must know how to respect each other's privacy. The second thing that if you find with the Western mind, which is a very common thing, that they are bombarded by criticism. There are so many critics that now there are no more artists left. Only critics are criticizing critics. All artists are finished. They are all the time criticized. Somebody will come in. There's an education on criticism. They may not know how to play any instrument. They may not know how to sing. But they can criticize. All right. So all the time in your mind is a way that you always feel that somebody will criticize if you do this. All the time the fear is there that somebody will criticize. So, should I say or not? As Sahaja Yogis, you shouldn't worry about these stupid people because they are blind, and if they want to criticize, you let them criticize. What does it matter? Makes no difference. But this you have to build up within yourself. Now the third is even worse, which I don't know if you have noticed or not. I don't know how it has gone into the heads of the Western minds that you must always see to the other side of the bank, even if you are standing on this side, to be fair, and never to say something that you are sure of. Like you ask anyone, how are you? He'll say, always. Nobody will say, I'm perfectly all right. Nothing wrong with me. What's wrong? Perfectly all right. Thank you very much. But it is never. They are not sure of themselves all the time. It's shaking. And this shaking inside gives you a personality which can never progress. Progress comes when you put your step forward, you put your foot firmly on that point, and then put the second step forward, like as you climb on a mountain. But in the first place, only if you are still thinking that it's halfway through, then how can you go further? You'll only move on two steps, this or that or this or that. This is another very big psychological detergent, I should call it, or detrimental thing for your progress. Now the third thing you have learnt, which is also third or fourth maybe, that you must argue out yourself. Like you have a problem. You'll come and tell me, Mother, this problem I have got. This is very common with everyone. I have this problem. I'll say, all right, this is the solution. Then you will come out, no, but in this will happen. Then you tell another solution. No, Mother, this can be this way. All right, you tell third solution. No, Mother, in this can happen. Tell fourth, this can happen. You are standing against yourself all the time. Then I have to say, this is your problem, not mine, and I am giving you the solutions, and if you want to solve your problem, better take a positive attitude. The brain is this way. In our Hindi language, it is called ulti khopdi. You are all the time arguing against yourself. So how can you progress? This is another great problem of the Western mind, that it doesn't try to face any problem as your own, but go on arguing with yourself like a lawyer. See, there are two lawyers, one yourself, another lawyer. Go on arguing. So is a double personality in the being. Is not a single personality. As I said, it is very, very psychological that people have to take to this kind of a turn suddenly without understanding how dangerous it is. With the enlightenment of your brain, they should disappear.
In these next moments, let's keep our attention at the top of our head. And we'll let all of Shri Mataji's lessons and all of her words completely enter into our subtle system, into our being. We can maintain the state with this music.
With the flow of music, let's stay in silence. In void, also called ocean of illusion. So we may feel pain, sadness, worries, insecurity, all those feelings in our life. But they are all illusion. That's a good news. But I will tell you bad news. Why they look so real? Yeah, because we are in the ocean. When we are in the ocean, all that are real. When waves comes, and we can really suffer. Then I tell you another good news. Our dear mother sent us the boat. That is Sahaja Yoga. So now we can learn to stay on the boat. When we are on the boat, then all the waves we can enjoy. That becomes part of the beauty. In the beginning, we may fall into the ocean again and climb to the boat again. Eventually, we will be able to stay on the boat. That means we become our own guru. When we learn how to swim, then we can even jump into the ocean to save others. Then we can become even higher stage, that is much, much later. And we can guide others. Let's put our right hand on left side up abdomen. Let's say, Mother, I am my own guru. It may take some time to get there, but I will be patient. I will be determined. I will be there. I will be my own guru. I found the boat. I will not let the boat go away from me anymore. Mother, please give me that innate wisdom. Let's put our right hand back on lap and put our left hand on right side up abdomen. Here we say another affirmation. Mother, you are my guru. Mother, you are my guru. Put your left hand back on lap, palms up. Let's put our right hand on our center heart. Like I said, We experience so many things in life, but it's all illusion. You cannot see that now, but it's true. Believe me. So relax. God is with you. What's there to fear? Mother, please remove all the fear in me. Please fill my heart with pure joy and security. Mother, please hold my hand. Guide me. And give me full sense of security. Give me the wisdom to see that with your protection, I am all safe. Mother, with your love, please comfort me. Let me feel your joy, your peace, your security in my heart, Mother. Let your right hand down, both hands on lap. You may feel thoughts running. You may feel some discomfort from your body or on your fingertips. But we cannot do anything about it. So just leave it for Mother Kundalini to clear them. Check your body. Let your body fully relaxed. Check your face. Is it too serious? There's nothing serious about it. Let's just relax and enjoy. You can even put a little smile to remind yourself meditation is to be enjoyed. We cannot do meditation. It's Mother Kundalini's job, not our job. So relax. If your thoughts still running too much, you can open your eyes, look at Shri Mataji's photo, and divert your attention. Say, Mother, you are, you are, you are. Mother, you are, you are, you are. Remember Mother's photo. Close your eyes and bring that photo into your heart. Mother, you are, you are, you are. Let's stay and silent. Jagu, 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 kundalini ma, karo sape kurban. Jagu, kundalini ma, karo sape kurban. Sahasrara maya king, chokini kiboham masama. Sahasrara king, chokini kiboham masama. Jagu, 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 kundalini ma, karo sape kurban. Slowly open your eyes and let's raise Kundalini, take Bandhan. And to end today's session. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Tingli, for this beautiful meditation. And thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Nirmal and Rishi, for the beautiful music. It is indeed very peaceful, very meditative. I hope all of you enjoyed. Before we start the feedback session, there's just a couple of announcements. So tomorrow, we are going to talk about the fourth energy center and especially about the spirit, because the spirit resides in our heart, which is the fourth energy center. So I hope you do join us tomorrow for another beautiful meditation. We have the website where you can see all our resources. All the recorded sessions are there and the handouts and everything else you need. You can also download the photograph of Shri Mataji from the website and set up an altar place for you if you haven't done so yet. And don't forget, if you don't have a mentor yet, please fill up the mentor survey form using the link in the chat. All right. For those of you who speak Spanish, we can create a special breakout room. So please let us know about it in the chat. All right. So what we did in the couple of days is we did not have the feedback session as we usually have it, but instead we had a session of silent meditation, a session in which we preferred to play some beautiful music, meditative music, for all of us to enjoy and to meditate more. And that is indeed very, very important, because the whole purpose of it is for us to absorb these divine vibrations, to allow them to penetrate into our subtle system and to bring up the transformation and to connect us to the divine power. And that was really very important, and I do know that many of you have enjoyed that. However, we do want to answer all your questions, so today we are going to have the feedback session, but we are going to do it a little bit differently. So while interacting with each other and while asking and answering questions and while sharing, let us all try to be in the meditative state. And this is also an opportunity for us to manifest our guru principle as well, because the whole point of Sahaja Yoga meditation is to connect us to the divine power, but not only during the 10 or 15 minutes when we sit and meditate in the morning or in the evening, but it is to actually give us the opportunity to be one with the divine power all the time during the day whenever we wish, which means we have that potential to expand our meditative state. And let us try to do it today, right now, all of us. So while interacting and while sharing the beautiful experiences, let us try to have our attention within. We can just try it right now. Let's take our attention within, or on the top of our head. And from now on, whatever you do, whether you talk to us or you listen to what others share here, just try to be in that beautiful meditative state. So we are going to have the feedback session, a very meditative feedback session, and a sort of summarized, let's say, so feedback session today. If there are detailed questions, we would love to answer those in the breakout room. All right. So I would invite all of you to raise your hands, and I would invite the leads and the musicians to please join us in the feedback session. And don't forget, whatever you're doing right now, just be in meditation. All right. Can we have the leads, everyone here? And please don't forget to raise your hand. We would love to take your questions.
I have to apologize. I sing the song wrong.
That's okay, Tingli. We still enjoyed it a lot. It wasn't wrong. It was just supposed to be like that. That's very sweet of you. All right. So, well, I'm going to request one of the yogis joining us today to please share one of their experiences with us, just because there's so much to share and so much to learn in Sahaja Yoga, isn't it? So before we take the questions, please let me just request Tingli. How about you start?
Okay, so
yeah.
I want to share something that also gives you some inspiration, right? So I shared it's not my own experience. Actually, I read some other people's experience, and it really touches me. So I want to share that one. So I think it's he, I'm not sure. So he said he was been to a lot of false gurus. So when he joined Sahaja Yoga, it was really difficult for him to feel anything. There's many new people join Sahaja Yoga with him together. They all feel like a tremendous vibration, a lot of profound experience, you know. And he used to envy them and just feel like he himself is not good enough or something. And he said after 2 years, and when he looked back, and those people feel so good in the beginning, all left Sahaja Yoga, but he's still there, and he start to feeling the cool breeze, and he cherishes so much. So sometimes when people feel so much in the beginning, they feel it's something easy, so they don't cherish it. They don't think it's something so precious. I have to tell you, what do you feel now? That's many saints in their past life. They feel they've been working so hard for many of their lives. They cannot even achieve what you are achieving now. So for those who feel so much, like so many profound experience for those of you, and I want to tell you, and just cherish what you get from Sahaja Yoga and stay with Sahaja Yoga. There's many more to come. And for those who didn't feel much yet, you know, we all are different, just like in the nature, there are different trees, right? Some tree grows fast and big, some tree grows slow, but it will grow up, become strong trees. So we are different. We're not here to compare with anybody else. We're here just by ourselves. There's only you and the mother. You only need to face the mother and learn from the mother and connect with the mother. And then, yeah, that's my experience. Not mine.
Beautiful. That's very, very beautiful and so reassuring, isn't it? All right, so we do have a question, and let us say hello, Victoria.
Hello.
Hi, Victoria. How are you doing?
Hi, everybody. I'm very well. I missed the last 2 classes, and it's just really beautiful to be back. And this beautiful, beautiful music.
Good to have you back.
I have 2 questions. They're related. One is that I still have the most, I guess, ease of experiencing the mother's feedback, not through my hands, but through really directly in my head or my full body. And tonight, I think that may be, I've mentioned a medical condition that I have that may be affecting that, making it more difficult to experience through my hands because of some mild neuropathy and that sort of thing. What I was experiencing in my head tonight, beginning at from in the 2nd chakra and in the 3rd chakra, was a very subtle tingling that felt like, instead of, often I feel like it's at the top of my head, like my hairs are wiggling, or, you know, it's at the top. But this time it was more as if it was almost embedded just under my skull. I almost felt like my brain itself had, like, just under the skull, maybe just at the periphery of the neocortex of the brain or something, there was these energy tingles, and they came down my head, like at the top, and then almost down to about this, you know, this way around, like almost the top part of my cranium. And they continued, and it was almost as if the medical condition I have is something that affects brain neural pathways to the limbic system. And I'm almost wondering if there's almost like a direct healing in the brain that I might be detecting. I don't know, or how to understand that. Maybe that's just another one of those phenomena and I shouldn't even pay attention to it, you know. But I noticed the second question I have is that I remember in the hand, in the area of the seventh chakra in the hand, that was related to the limbic system in the brain. So I'm just very interested that some of my medical stuff involving the limbic system and the neural pathways to the limbic system and, you know, this whole phenomena here and how it might be connected to the fact that the seventh chakra is actually connected to the limbic system. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So thank you for your question, Victoria. Michelle, would you like to take this?
That is way over my head, Victoria. You took me to another point. That was so great. No, I don't think about it so much. So honestly, I don't even know where to begin to answer. However, using your guru principle, if you feel like something might be healing, right? Then with your vibrations, I would just ask, is this something that's like good for me? Or is this something that's working out? Right. And then if you don't necessarily feel stuff in your hands, I didn't either for probably, I don't know, almost a few years in Sahaja Yoga, which means there was like a Vishuddhi sort of like obstacle there. So only the last couple of years did my hands start to become more and more sensitive. And it's still like, you know, I did a lot of damage in my past. So it's still getting, you know, working out. Like some days I'm so amazed. I'm like, wow, I'm really getting more sensitive as time goes on, you know, so it's just keep practicing. I probably wasn't the best one to answer that question.
I realize it's a very, very complicated question, and I wouldn't really expect, that's almost like a medical question, but
Yeah.
but I have been feeling every now and then I'll feel a particular finger just with a slight electrical tingle in it or something, and I respond to it and ask the mother to work with it, you know, and I can connect which chakra it is. So little by little, the fingers are having some things happen with it, but it's still mostly sensations that I feel directly in my head.
Right.
So I want to tell you, Victoria, not only we say the chakras reflect on the hand, actually also can be on the feet, also can be on your arm, and can be on your leg. So you will gradually feel on whole your body, sometimes just on the chakra itself. For example, for center heart, mostly I feel directly on the chakra itself. So also on the head, all the chakras also on the head. So you're feeling the tingling on the head, that's the clearance of the chakra. But you don't know the position of each chakra on head, so you probably cannot read it very well, but I'm sure we will teach that part later.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so there is almost like a map there to read,
Yes.
like with our hands.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Okay, I will just keep working with it. I trust the process, and I love that I have this unique and very intimate relationship with my spiritual mother within, Mother Kundalini. I just love that most of all. So
that's most important. You know, when you want to talk with friends, they may not available, but mother always available. You can directly talk with her.
That's right.
That's all I say.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Victoria. So just wanted to really quickly add something over here, and this may answer a lot of questions as well. So this is the divine power, and the divine power can really do everything. As far as our health is concerned, The divine power can do everything, really. Now, if there is a part of the body missing, that part of the body is not going to grow. But otherwise, whatever problems are there, there's 100% a potential for them to improve or to get cured completely. But this is up to our pure desire. It is up to our dedication, really. How dedicated are we to our spiritual ascent? And the energy gives us as much as we want, right? So just keep going, Victoria. I know you are very dedicated. We can feel your dedication, but just know that it is there. It is possible. Absolutely, is the divine power, is the greatest. Thank you once again for your question. All right, so I hope we are enjoying the meditative state. I do hope that everyone is in meditation right now. And because I don't see anyone having their hands up, I'm going to request Nirmal to please share a beautiful story with us.
Sure, yeah. Since we're related to the principle of the Guru, I guess I'll just be speaking for both Rishi and I, because we both had the same musical journey. But we actually haven't ever learned music personally from a teacher ever. Most of our guidance and everything was developing our Guru principle inside on this Nabi chakra and the void. So in this sense, we would come down for meditation and really meditate on this chakra and ask, our Mother Kundalini, what should we be practicing? What is the path? What is the way that we need to learn music? And then through gaining this discipline and this knowledge within our meditations, we ended up discovering the music from within. Whenever we would listen to recordings of the music, our attention would come to certain sections and we would learn what to practice from it. So yeah, in this sense, this is the most direct experience that I have with developing this principle within us. But ultimately, the goal is that this principle, it's a blessing. It's really a blessing to be able to witness ourselves and feel what is right for us, feel what is going to add to our progression, our spiritual progression. And so the greatest manifestation of this is that we use this power in order to better our internal states and really bring ourselves closer to the most beautiful self that we can be.
That's so beautiful, Nirmal. And I don't know if everyone relates to it, but what Nirmal just shared is very amazing, because the Indian classical music, it's a system, it's an ancient system which is based on Guru Shishya Parampara, on the Guru disciple relation. So no one can think that anyone could learn this music without a guru, without a teacher. So that's really beautiful, Nirmal, and that proves once again that we have this oneness with the divine power, and we just have to enjoy it and use it and become our own gurus. Beautiful. Thank you so much. All right. Does anyone have any other question? Because I don't see anyone raising their hands right now, which is fine as well. Many of us would be enjoying the meditative state, right? And absorbing the vibrations. Okay, so there we go. Hi, Dan. How are you doing?
Hey. Pretty good. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Great. Hey, I figured, well, I'll raise my hand since you were fishing for folks there. Now, so everybody kind of tonight touched on a really good thing, and kind of something like within the experience that I'm having, basically we're in this world of instant gratification nowadays, and I think we've all been, I'd say, negatively impacted in some way of that. Like Michelle said, whether it's hey, I need this, and oh wow, I can have it in 2 hours by Amazon, or I want something. If you live in an urban area, it's just run down, grab what you need. And Tingli, you commented, the story that you had of someone who went almost 2 years without feeling these things. And I guess the question that I have is, I definitely do kind of am running into this, where this is kind of like a hot and heavy sort of class, this course that we're doing. We hear all these things, some people may be experiencing them, and some people, including myself, aren't really at all times. And so I guess the question I have is, what advice to to help ground us, I guess, and bring us back into that, even it's like, if you go to the gym or something, you're going to eventually see results, you keep going, but you do see those things, and like I hear some of these stories that it might be, Michelle, you're like, hand thing didn't happen for a couple of years. It's like, what do you do to keep yourself going? Like, how do you maintain that faith that, okay, I know this is here, I know this will eventually open up and blossom someday? I don't know who wants to answer that, because everybody sort of touched on that tonight in some way, but so
I want to answer you.
You are Tingli. Please go ahead.
Excuse me. So I think don't think much. Just because that's your own desire, enjoy your meditation. Don't expect anything. The thing with you all is you are in a group, right? You hear many people saying all kinds of experience. You will say, why don't I have that? You feel sad, and then you sit there meditate, and you start expecting, I want that, but that doesn't come. And so you feel disappointed. But when I started, nobody said one word. I just enjoyed my meditation. I thought, oh, meditation, just close my eyes and feel the peace. Okay, that's easy. I did my meditation because I have no expectation at all. And then one day I feel cool breeze. Nobody tell me, wow, so nice. Wow. Those guys didn't say anything. And I was very sick when I come to Sahaja Yoga. They didn't tell me Sahaja Yoga can cure the physical problem. So after 3 months, one day I suddenly remember, where's my sickness? Oh, it's all gone. So it just, everything happens naturally because I didn't hear anything. I don't have any expectation. That's what you need to do. But now you have another blockage is you have the expectation because you hear something from others. That also becomes a blockage. Then now you have to sit here, remember, just you has nothing to do with anybody else. Just you and the mother and your meditation. And anybody, their progress, they have their own progress, you have your progress. Just enjoy your meditation. If you can do your meditation effortless, that's the best you can do. And other things, leave it to mother, because nobody can answer. We cannot answer. Nobody can answer how much desire you have. That's your own desire. We can teach you how to put hand here, how to do this. Only thing we cannot teach you to have a desire. So sometimes it comes from all your past life, your wisdom within. And yes. So that will come. If it means to come, it will come. So don't pressurize yourself. Just let it natural.
Thank you, Tingli.
I would also like to add to that because I was in your same position, Dan. I mean, even growing up in Sahaja Yoga and always having it around, like what really inspired me at one point in time when I was like maybe in my teenage years to like really become one with meditation and really incorporate it into my life in a meaningful way was actually just meeting a lot of these Sahaja Yogis, these this amazing family that we have around. I mean, there was one particular event in Canada where we went for a seminar and I was just talking with people about just amazing experiences they would have in their meditations, and very much like the session that we're having here. And I remember leaving all of those conversations feeling like one extra step put before me, like this is actually something I want to achieve. Like what are my experiences? And so then for maybe a month, I just sought that in my meditations. I would come down and address the Mother Kundalini, and I would say, Mother, please show me the path to you, show me an experience of you. And it took a while, but eventually there was just one moment in time, one meditation, which it's even to this day, it's very hard to describe it, but the only way I can is to summarize it, is that I felt like the Mother Kundalini took my soul and brought me inside of her, and I felt completely one with that. And I was completely transported into all of that love and that joy, and I didn't want anything else but that. And after that one experience, that completely grounded my whole life. So, it can happen this way as well. I feel very much that that you are given what you seek in a way, and different people kind of take that path in different ways, and that's completely fine. It's it's all just the desire that ends up working out eventually. So I really hope that that you'll be inspired with all of the talks that we've had today, and that you'll achieve something that will ground you, Dan.
That's beautiful,
And
very
I also
beautiful.
took your advice, and I was going to say, and I took your advice, and I spent the weekend, although I didn't really check the weather. I was up in the mountains. I kind of just needed to get out of the city for a while, so kind of just packed the dog up in the truck and headed up, and kind of just camped out for the weekend just so I could get the head clear. And so, but yeah, definitely I was long overdue. It was a long winter, and there was way too much snow to get up in different places. So yeah, then last week when you mentioned, just to get out into nature, I didn't do much of anything other than some reading, but it was definitely great to get out, and brought me back at least to my work week, and this week kind of rejuvenated. So thanks again for the tip there, although it's one of those things I know will always ground me when I do that. So.
Yeah, so I agree, Nirmal. So me too, with yogis, that's definitely will help a lot. For me, it's natural because I'm Chinese, right? Chinese very collective, so it's very natural for me. But for Westerners, it can be hard in the beginning, but it definitely will help a lot.
Right. Thank you so much for the
Thank you all. I
beautiful
appreciate it.
answers. And thank you, Dan, for your deep question. I would say such a good question. All right. So before we take the next two questions, let us please be introspective for a second and ask ourselves, where is my attention? Am I in meditation right now? We can even open our hands for a few seconds. And while talking, just observe your state. Just be in meditation. So let us continue the session. And I would like to request again one of our ladies to please share an experience with us. Michelle, would you like to be the next?
Sure. I'm gonna jump on Tingli's collective piece. And I was, something in what Dan was asking too that kind of struck me. As Westerners, she's right, like absolutely correct. It can be really uncomfortable. We're so used to this individualistic sort of upbringing in society, and I need my alone time, and I need my space, and I need my person, and all that stuff got completely just stripped off of me in Sahaja Yoga, and that brought so much joy in my life. And that, whether I felt vibrations or not, there was just so much excitement and joy from those experiences. So one experience I had, I went into, I started my path in Sahaja Yoga, and I was going to this program, and I'm a very non-emotional person. And my heart was probably, I'm from Boston too, and it's freezing cold here, and we're like an angry bunch of people. We're just sometimes we can be really, we get a really bad reputation, and for good reason. So the person that was teaching me Sahaja Yoga, she invited me to her house for the first time, and she was married, she was married and they had 2 children. And I went over and we had dinner, and then we had a meditation together. And this collectivity is really like, for Dan, this is what changed me inside. So as soon as you can get around other Sahaja yogis, go for it. Because I remember we sat for meditation, and the kids, like, they start, the woman's husband started playing harmonium, and they all started singing together music that I had never heard of in my life. And I remember sitting there and I was like crying tears of joy, just like tears were like jumping off my face. And I remember being like, I found my family. And I just remember feeling, I never cry. Like, anything happens in my life, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. So this just like ripped my heart open and like expanded my entire universe. And that experience was so joyful. It's like made me so hungry for more. And what I saw was like God working through all these Sahaja Yogi people, so I was experiencing like my spirit shining and being a reflection of God, and they were all, instruments. And that just said, this is where I belong. This is absolutely where I belong. And what I really felt like, I've been looking for these people and here they are, so it was like, no matter whether I felt things on my hands or my head or wherever, didn't matter. It's just that, the feeling that it gives us.
Wonderful. So powerful. Such a powerful experience, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Our
All right,
body parts we need to be melted.
Yeah, and collectivity is such a force. It supports us, it gives us strength, and it's, like the ground for a tree to grow, basically. We grow so much in collectivity.
Yeah.
All right. Suchita, you've been waiting for some time. Hi there, how are you doing? You have to unmute.
All right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. I'm good. How are you doing?
We're all great.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So my question that has been haunting me for quite some time is like, we talk about the karmas, like the past karmas, which kind of define a lot of the things that we experience in our life. And then obviously we have the power to overcome our past karmas in a good way. So I've been thinking that there's a philosophy of this past karmas which defines our life, which definitely we can change, but how is it associated with chakras?
The past karmas, how are they associated with the chakras?
Like the past karmas, like in our Hindu culture, right? For example, or like in different philosophies, there's a concept of past karmas, like what we did in the past, like whatever I do comes back to me. Like if I do good, it will come back. If I do bad, it will come back. But then how is it associated with the blockage of chakras? Is there a relationship? Like somewhere, like when, like for example, like when I'm born, right? Or like somebody is born, there are some blockages, which I don't know what's the cause of those blockages, but is there an association of those blockages with our karmas?
Okay, thank you so much, Suchita. That's a good question, a question that many seekers would be having. Nirmal, would you like to answer?
Yes. So first of all, I think the best way to take the whole entire subtle system and all of this is to just address it in the present. So, as you're feeling something, maybe try not to put so much attention on if it's coming from your past or anything, but there are things that people do collect from their past lives or just the history of the kundalini within them, and that can be in, from like your family history or or even just the beginning of your life. These things can kind of linger within you as catches that you have to work out in your life. But yeah, you just have to work them out in the present. Maybe someone else has something a little bit more to say about it than me. But for me, there are some chakras that are weak within me and that I do need to work on more than others. And it's so that may have something to do with kind of things that come from the past. But yeah, I tend to like to address everything as in like, okay, this is what I'm feeling today. I'll just work it out. And then by the end of my meditation, I try to get that blockage removed, and then I move on.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, Nirmal. There is something that I would like to add here, Suchita, and I know that there are many seekers who have this question. So when the Kundalini rises, it penetrates through all the chakras, and when it goes above our Agya chakra, the mind, the head chakra, and when it passes through the Sahasrara chakra as well, then all our karmas are removed. Whatever happened to us or in the past or whatever we did wrong, all of it is washed off when we are in that state. Because what happens is that the ego and the superego, they're sucked in. They're no more there. And your path is free to ascend and to absorb these divine vibrations. Now, the only question comes, so when we are in that state, no karma can affect us. The question comes, that we are not always in that state. So when we're not in that state, then yes, we may get affected. But as we know in Sahaja Yoga, we have the possibility, the potential to establish this oneness every single second of our life. This is what Sahaja Yoga is. So that's why we are all here. We are all here to work towards this. So Suchita, don't worry about the karmas, about whatever your forefathers would have done or whatever wrong you would have done, because you're much above it now. So if you just allow yourself and your attention to be nourished by this divine power and leave everything to your Mother Kundalini. If any thought or worry comes to you like that, you just tell your Divine Mother, Mother, you are in charge. I leave this to you. You know everything. And please give me my spiritual ascent. That's all I want. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for such a good question.
And I'm sure your karma is okay because you are with us. You're
Here.
you're here. So no worries.
For sure. Definitely. Yeah.
All right. Thank you again, Suchita.
Thank you. Thank you for answering. That's definitely helpful. Yeah.
All right. So I hope we are enjoying the meditative state. And because there are no more questions, we are going to soon conclude the session. But before we end up the session, I would like to request Nirmal to share an experience with us.
Oh, all right. Okay, yeah, I can share one. So this was around the same time that I was actually mentioning before about how I got this desire to just want an experience out of meditation. So one thing that we do in Sahaja Yoga, but we've had to pause due to the pandemic, are these little Sahaj tours that we call them, where we go around and host programs for many different cities. So so this particular tour, we were going through all of the major cities in Canada and going around and hosting some realization programs. And so there was a moment in time where we had this session of just having all these great souls around this campfire, just in between two cities. And everyone was sharing their experiences of like how they came to the tour and why they were there. And maybe it's like maybe I don't know how to describe it properly, but when you have these conversations with Sahaja Yogis, there's also such a subtle layer to it, a vibrational layer to it. So it's not only the words that are floating into people's minds, but also vibrations that are coming with those words. And in that moment of everyone just completely opening their hearts and letting those vibrations just flow directly out from their mouths, everyone became connected and one. And it was such a powerful moment that many people were just in tears with how beautiful it was to be around, you know, these Sahaja Yogis. And that's a moment that it was funny because I was actually lined up to have a job and leave the tour halfway. But it was after that moment of the complete opening of my heart, I feel that I just said, no, this is what I have to do. I have to be with these people and establish myself. And that ended up leading to the most transformative experience that I had in Sahaja Yoga. So I think along with this little story, I want to request that now that things are a little more open, that I really hope that you all can go out and meet some Sahaja Yogis, because it's just such a special experience to have that actual personal communication with them, and to be with them and to live with them and cook with them and do all the small things in life with them, but with the undertone of just the attention on the spirit and the vibrational awareness that comes with all of that.
That's right. Beautiful, Nirmal. Thank you so much. All right. So
That's
I
part of
just wanted to say,
meditation.
this is Beena here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing such enriched examples and making us, you know, like I'm shivering here listening to you all, that how deeply it affects, you know, and the way you guys have been sharing with all of us and, you know, giving us your vibrations. So great. Thank you.
thank you so much, Veena ji. Thank you. All right. So let us enjoy again a few moments of silent meditation before we end the session. Let's just close our eyes. Allow our attention to go within. We can gently raise our attention on the top of our head. Just ask, Mother, please take me into meditation. We can gently open our eyes and let us join our hands And let's talk to our own Mother Kundalini. O Divine Mother, thank you for my self-realization. Thank you for bringing me to Sahaja Yoga. Please guide my path and please grant me my complete spiritual ascent. We can now raise our Kundalini slowly. All right, I hope all of you enjoyed the meditation program today. Do join us tomorrow. We are going to meditate on the heart chakra. And I hope all of you are going to have a beautiful rest of the evening and a good night's sleep. See you all tomorrow. Goodbye.